Okay, welcome to today's video. Replacing an engine in the Grandstand Toro. Here is the machine. Here's the engine that's failed. Only thing I've took off this up to now is the air filter. Just here. Dead easy. Couple little screws, plastic ones, top, take off, take the air filter out. And the exhaust guard, which is 4 bolts. Take it off, and it just exposes the exhaust itself. I've had a quick look online and it says there is 4 bolts to remove, which are hard to see yet. And you know what, probably because I need to drop the deck down. But basically they are here. Another one on the other side, and the same on the other side, and the only way to get to it is underneath here. So I'm going to start by disconnecting the battery, taking these cables off, and anything else that joins the engine to the chassis. Shouldn't be too much. There's the cables there, take them off, and then obviously, like I say, get to them 4 bolts underneath. That's the only thing I believe that's holding the engine on. You might have noticed on this as well that I've already took the pulley off because it needs replacing, but you don't need to take that off. And the cover's off as well. There's a cover on there. They're really easy to take off. And then I'll give it a go now, see how hard it is. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes and I just wanted to point this out. It's so tight underneath there, and you've got the tensioner arm, it's right in the way. You can just see you've got the socket already into 14mm and the ratchet, but I've had to put the ratchet over this side of the exhaust to get movements, because when I try and get on this side I can't move it very well. So that seems to be the best place from this side of the machine, which is the battery side of the machine. Okay, onto the second bolt. First one took me about 4 or 5 minutes. This thing is really tricky. As I said before, I'm not a mechanic, so maybe a mechanic will just laugh at me and say, don't be so stupid, put it somewhere else, but that's the only place I can put it, in between where the pulley wheel was and the tensioner arm, and slowly just move it backwards and forwards. It seems to be undoing this one now. That'll be 2 down. Crack on. Okay, that one was an absolute pain. It's out now. There you go, there. One thing I will say is, get your 14mm socket, put your hand underneath, put it on the bolt, the nut first, so it's nice and tight, and then put your ratchet onto that. Otherwise, if you've got this attached to your ratchet and you try and get it on, you're just going to be here all day. So that's 2 down. That took me about 10 more minutes, so let's crack on with the other side. Okay, 2 to go. Next one, that's the one there. Bit more access, it looks like this side. Probably jinxed myself there by saying that. Probably have to get behind that pulley again to get it. And then the other one, which you can't really see, but it's gonna be just sorry about the focus, but you get where I'm coming from. 4 altogether, all on the corners of the engine. This is the hydraulic side I'm doing now. Crack on. Okay, I cannot get my hand in there. I'm not the smallest bloke in the world, but I'm not the biggest. But I cannot get enough room to get my hand in there and be able to use the ratchet, so I'm going to take this pulley off, and the way I'm going to do that, probably with difficulty, is to stop the blades from spinning. I'm just going to put a piece of wood up there so that they can't rotate, and then take this nut off the top. Let's have a go. Okay, I decided to try and get access through the back, because I'm lucky enough to have a forklift, and see if I can get through this way. Do you know what? Probably would have been easier to get the other one as well. Oh, Jesus. Okay, let's give it a go, see how it goes. Okay, the back bolts are definitely easy to get to from the back, because this is the bolt for the back of the engine there, and I can't quite see front one. I can maybe just down there. That's going to be the hard one, but if you look at this, two back ones, one here, and that was the other one. So it would have been much easier if you could lift it right up and get access through the back. Okay, give that a go, and then we'll see if we can find that front one from the back here. Okay, bolt out. Took me about 4 or 5 minutes. So it's that one there, you can see that is now out there. It's not the bracket one, don't get confused with the bracket one. It's just behind the bracket on that side. So one more to go. I think I can just see it down there. I'll just make sure it's that one. Okay, let's crack on. Okay, failed attempt going through the back for the last bolt. So I've managed to get the socket on by putting my hand through this gap here from the front and trying to get my hand around this side to at least get the socket on. There's probably an easy way to doing it, and if this exhaust was taken off it would have been a piece of piss. But I actually don't know how hard it is to take the exhaust off while the engine's still on, so you'll probably just see now I've got the ratchet in. Right. Give that a little go now, see how hard that is. Okay, that's all 4 of them. Oh, that looks a little bit different, that one, don't know why. Okay, I haven't even tried to pull the engine out, and even though I said at the beginning of the video I'd disconnect this, I didn't, because I got carried away and fixated on trying to get these bolts out. So, there you go, engine's moving, okay, you can see that. So I'll disconnect these now and see if it actually just pulls off. Okay, so battery off. There you go, terminals. That was a 11mm. Yep, 11mm spanner. I'm taking these off, and these are 8s. So just a matter of loosening these off and then removing the cables out the way. Okay, let's crack on. Okay, so just took the top cable off, but then I realised can't really tell which one's which as it goes down there, so I'll just label them up top and bottom, just so I know where they go back when I put them back on the new engine. So maybe a little bit of a pointer there just in case, because I don't know what would happen if these cables went on the wrong way. Probably end up bleeding reverse and everything, so I don't really want to find out. So there you go, hopefully them labels will stay on. Okay, so 2 more things to disconnect. Fuel on here, and this one goes down to the air filter. They look like the only other 2 things holding it on. Okay, they're disconnected, but I lied, because there's this one as well. I'll take that one off, and hopefully that's the last one. Oh, just so you know, that's a 13mm, and I've got an extension on it to make it easier. Okay, so it's been a couple of minutes, disconnected that one. As I say, I'm looking up to have a forklift, so I've put a ratchet strap, buy them anywhere, tool station I think this one was from. Lucky enough, obviously the exhaust is still on, it's got some good mounting points, but I just realised I better disconnect these wires, and maybe even these ones, because I don't want to pull it out and snap anything, so let me disconnect them, see how it goes. Okay, they're disconnected, you can see they just push on, so hopefully they should go back on easy enough. I don't know whether I need to take some of this stuff off for the new engine, but we're going to find out when the new engine comes in a couple of days. But I pretty much think that is everything. Yeah. Okay. Good luck. Let's give it a go. Let's crack on. Okay, so I've just pulled it up slowly and then tried to give it a wiggle and realised that I think the clutch that's underneath the engine, I think it's the clutch, still has a belt or something around it. Oh, you can just see. Let me put the light on. Just see over there. I think there is. I'm gonna untie this, lift the machine back up, have a look through that gap underneath, see what I can see before it breaks something, because what I don't want to do is just keep pulling and cause more damage than it's worth. We're nearly there, so another 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm back underneath it, and there's definitely a belt. Trying to get it in view so I can see which way around it goes as well. When I put it back, it goes around the tensioner. Looks like, there you go. Goes around the top. Fucking hell. I'm just wondering, are you meant to take the deck off to do this? Okay, I'll try and get it off the tensioner and then around that. And then hopefully that's the only thing that's keeping it in. Can't really see anything else. At least you can get a clear view of them bolts here now with truck out. Right, okay. Let me see if we can get the belt off. Let's crack on. Okay, so that was relatively easy. You just took it around the tensioner, took it off all the way, and then it looks like if I just thread it through that way again over the top, then it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm actually going to take that belt off and replace it. I may as well while I'm at this stage, and to be honest with you, I've just seen some repairs needing on the deck, so it's probably, I'm going to have to take the deck off anyway. Okay, let's see if that engine comes out now. Let's crack on. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I've just nearly cocked something right up, which is this wire goes through to the clutch. Yeah, and it goes through, I've just seen, you can't see it now, there's a wire that goes all the way through to the clutch mechanism, or the clutch itself. So let me disconnect that, because it looked like it was putting a little bit of tension on that when I was lifting it up. Also, just to let you know, this is where they anchored it to. There's a couple of nice mounting points on the engine itself, and there's one around the back. Seems to be doing a good job up to now. Okay, let's remove that plug, see what happens. Right, disconnected it, pushed it through, and it still won't budge. So, just seeing, let's see if I can see it there. Sorry, it's gonna go the other way, the camera. It is stuck there, I think it's attached so the wire doesn't come out. I have to have a quick look. Don't know whether it's just jammed. Let me have a look. Okay, just found the problem. If we can see there's a cable tie. So I'm just going to snap that cable tie off, and then hopefully that's it. And voila, that wire is out. Oh God, please be the last one. I am dreading putting this thing back together. I think I'm definitely taking this deck off. Okay, let's give it another lift. Off we go again. See, we can get this bad boy out. Okay, so it's free, but there was more wires that needs to be taken off, which is, let me go on this side. So I took them ones off before, if you remember, and it's this one to the battery terminal. So yeah, So I'm just going to unbolt that now, and then that engine is free. We can have a good look at it, see what's happened to it, and take the exhaust off, because the new engine doesn't come with an exhaust. Probably gonna have to order some gaskets for it. Well, not probably, will do. And then God knows what else. I have actually got a new one of these, because this is something to do with it charging the battery back up when the machine's running, and I think it's a bit faulty, so I'll replace this. Obviously I'm going to replace the belts, and I need to look at this deck because some of the pulleys are not in the best condition. I think some of the bearings are gone. Put a new belt on it, and there's a couple of brackets that I've snapped, these ones here, so I'll have to re-weld these on. But if you'd like to see what's wrong with the engine, there we go. We are not meant to be able to see inside there. Oops. I can only presume that it's either down to heat or no oil or something, lack of servicing on our behalf. It's been a really good machine, really good engine. When it's at it today, it is a 2015. So hey ho. New engine's going to go in. I can let you know where I got it from, how much, and I can show you how to put it back together, if I can put it back together. But I may be doing it the other way around and taking this deck off. And I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you, because you've still got to get your hand in there. Let me know your thoughts, if there's an easier way of putting it back together, or if you know how to take this deck off. I'll give it a go, and I probably won't do it the right way, but I'll get it off. So there you go, engine out. Next video, engine in. Thanks for watching, hope it helped.